Yo, how's it going, guys? It's Murdoch. It's been a couple of weeks since my last update. I thought I'd take some time and let you guys know what's been going on in my world. Since my last check-in, I donated all my furniture to a thrift store, and I got rid of half my books and my CDs, my clothes, and my personal effects. It was really difficult to let a lot of that stuff go, but it turned packing the van into sort of like a 3D physics Tetris game. There's also a little bit of level design that went into it, so it got me thinking about like a homeless simulator type of game. Sounds fun, right? Probably a bit too meta. Anyway, this is a below job. I was playing this all day today, trying to get the world record and hopefully share that in this video, but I ended up giving up after about 6 hours of failure. Anyway, once I finally whittled my life down to van life proportions, I did my last shift at Pete's Coffee in Irvine, and I hit the road over to Highland Park, stay with my really good friend Christopher James. Chris was one of the original members in my band H, which I started back in 2006. He was actually the only member other than myself to play on all of the releases that have been released digitally that are on Spotify and Apple and YouTube and all that stuff. There's actually an earlier EP that he played on as well, but that one's pretty rare. Anyway, Christopher was nice enough to hold on to my record collection, and we together mapped out one of the first drafts I did for a holiday track I'm hoping to get out in time for Donut's festive season building competition. The next day, I drove 500 miles to my mom's place in Northern California, and I got to hang out with my little sister and drop off a couple more boxes of things I couldn't part with, but I don't really need without me at all times, like my childhood pictures and my VCR, stuff like that. And I had a really nice visit with my mom, who recently just went through chemo and is in recovery, so that was nice. And then the last night I was in NorCal, I drove up to my old stomping grounds in Sonoma County and surprised my pals, Micah and James, who were playing a free gig in their new band, Partial Cell. Micah and James were also original members in my band, H, and they've both been my roommates several times throughout my young adult life. We met back in high school at Maria Carrillo High School in Santa Rosa, when they were both in this ska band, Shoebox Mafia, and later Everyone's Dead Hero. And I was in the ska band, Los Gatos, with Kellen Eddy. And Kellen and I started a web cartoon series called Pudding Films. It was largely inspired by Homestar Runner. At the time, that was pretty popular, and YouTube wasn't a thing. After the ska, and before I started H, the folk band I'm in, I actually roadied for Micah and James for their hardcore band, Under the Knife, and we did a US tour. And actually, that was the last time I was living out of a vehicle. It was during this time, in the late 90s, early 2000s, that we'd frequently played sold-out shows at the Phoenix Theater in Petaluma, opening for bands like the Toasters, the Slackers, and the San Jose ska band Monkey. And when I was going through my stuff in Irvine, I found this old Monkey patch, and I posted it on my Instagram, tagging the band. And Curtis, the singer of Monkey, saw the post and liked it. And I had a caption from an old Los Gatos song about their band called The Monkey Show. And he saw that, and having never heard the song that some kids wrote about his band, he reached out in a private message and asked if he could make a picture video. He thought the song was adorable. The singer on the track was then 15-year-old and now very successful Odessa. I'll put a link to her new record, which just came out, below. Anyway, back to my trip. The next day after I got to see Partial Cell and surprise them at their show, I got back in my van and drove another 600 miles up to my kids' place near Portland, Oregon. And since then, I've secured a full-time job. I'll be going to my first shift tomorrow. I'll be building furniture. And I've been spending as much time as I can with my kids. Gave them some early Christmas presents. They both got Switch lights, and Mario Maker. I beat my first Ninja track. That was pretty fun. Some of you may have seen the 2 improvements Elliot got on Orange Belt. He did a 9-fault and a 5-fault PB. I'm currently looking for a room to rent with some chill roommates, and I'm going to be starting the recording on my next H album soon. I've written a huge amount of material in the past couple years, and I've set a goal to release my next record in 2020. I've been working a lot on the next Broken Replay map, which is going to be another Voltron rebuild from Trials HD. Again, it's going to be with Synapsys, Dudazino Yuzico, and the Movement 81. The team has been working the past few weeks, and we took a little break after we released Below Job, and we took another break before we released Below Job for several weeks. But we're inspired. We're working again. All 4 of us, I believe, worked in the last couple days on the next track, which will be called Disgusting. If you haven't had a chance to check out my latest play test version of my new Ninja track, that was Donut playing it just a moment ago, I recommend you go check it out. And at the beginning of the video was the Synapsys' new track called Bath Salt. It was a remake of his Evo track. And the Dudazino Yuzico Trials HD style Ninja called Leftover. I recommend you guys go check out that one as well. This is a new PB on Greenbelt that I recently had, and I kind of just threw these Donut and Greenbelt videos in here because I really wanted to show you the footage of Below Job's world record, but like I said, I played it for about 6 hours today, and I couldn't manage to do it. For some reason, the replays don't work on that track when you watch a replay on the leaderboard, so it meant that I was live capping the video, and every 10 minutes I'd stop the recording and load back into the map, and it was very rage-inducing. I gave up eventually. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for all your support, everybody that's been donating and buying sweatshirts and mugs, and Kent, thank you so much for your support on Patreon, and all your Twitch support. It's been incredible. I'm sorry that I haven't been streaming as much. It's just been really tough with living in a van and not always having power and internet connection, and for some reason my laptop Streamlabs just constantly says reconnecting, so I've had to stream from the Xbox app, unfortunately. But I do hope to be upgrading all of that and stepping up my game and creating more videos like this and giving you guys more updates and regular content. Please follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. You guys can get an inside look at some of the details and track ideas that I have if you follow me on Instagram. I'm very inspired by the world I live in, and I get many ideas about what I want to build and what sort of custom pieces or storylines show up in my map. You'll often see on my Instagram weeks or months before I end up building them, so I do recommend you go check that out. Anyways, I'll let you guys watch the rest of this Greenbelt improvement. That's all I got to say for today.